Okay, well, live streaming. Hi, Dean.
Hey, Rich, creatives, are you small enough to get the job done? That's the question we've got for you today. Are you small enough to get the job done? So welcome to New Thought Live with Rich Smith and Dean Regan, RScP. Today on New Thought Live, we focus on the slow and steady route. We examine how to use your faith in conjunction with your smarts to move steadily in the direction of your desires. And sometimes you have to start small.
Yeah. I've always been one to just rush forward, get it done, just do it, put everything into it. The heck with the family and the dog and the.
Yeah, I think our perception is a lot of times we got to be big. We got to go big, and going big may be the way it will end up, but it's it's the tortoise and the hare. It's a slow and steady race, focusing on that. Doesn't have to be comfortable, but that which is your next thing to do.
Yeah.
So sticking clear of necessarily a comfort zone, you want to kind of push yourself gently out of the comfort zone, but identify the small things that you can do and accomplish them. Because building confidence in your abilities to do the things you want to do really ends up bringing you to the place of possibility.
Yeah. I love the saying by Lao Tzu, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. So you just take that first baby step and you just do what's in front of you and allow it to unfold in perfect order instead of trying to rush down and make it all happen and give up on a lot of stuff that you normally would be able to do in addition to following your dream and your passion.
Well, the idea of starting with the small goals, if you will, really has to do with centering yourself in your faith. Now, faith means a bunch of different things to a bunch of different people, but the idea of starting with that which you believe. For me, somebody said many years ago, identify that which you know about your higher power that nobody needs to tell you. And that's where my faith journey started many years ago. I recognized for myself, and I use the word God, that God exists. There's something going on here that is so amazing. And we don't have all of the full information about it. There's a lot that is intuitive about this life process. So I focus on my faith that there's something unfolding that is simply amazing right here and right now. And from that centered place, then we start with something small. What is the next small step that you can take that you can feel confident about, assuming that you are committed to this divine desire that you've identified? And by identifying it, we're talking about, we're big proponents of write it down. Write down what it is that you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to write it down. And then we were also talking about making a list of how many steps you want to take to complete it. So if it's a big job, make it small. Bring it down into small components.
I want to address that, write it down, because hold on a second. See, this is a list of to-dos that I never get around to doing. Okay. So be careful with your list, writing things down. Right. And Abraham, Esther Hicks, with the Abraham teachings, says that what you do is you write a list of the things you need to do, everything that needs to get done. And then you're taking the things that you feel like you need to do right away. You put in one list. That's your list, my list. Okay. Then in another list is God's list. What you're going to allow God to do for you. And these are the things that don't need to be done immediately, that aren't important, so important that you're going to push everything aside and drive yourself crazy trying to get it done.
Yeah.
And then the universe will take care of that list. And it's like a miracle. It works. It really works, because I've done that before. You know, I've got this list. They've just been sitting there. And now what I do is I just take and I divide it up. I go, okay, what's important for me to do today? What am I passionate about doing today? Not what I have to do. When you got to do something, the universe is like you're pushing against the universe, giving you the things that need to be done to get you to the next step. And so I just take the stuff that I feel good about, and that, you know, my intuition tells me, follow this lead, do this direction, take this thing on the list and do it, and follow it in that way. And then the other stuff just miraculously gets done.
I like that. That's so important, because the idea of just writing it down isn't enough, and it doesn't need to be, pages and pages, and it's actually better that it's not. We're talking about that thing that you are focused on, that what you're doing today and you're doing tomorrow and you're doing the day after and you're doing the day after that is not on different aspects that you want to accomplish. They're all focused in the area of what you want to do, so that you're taking a plan, you're identifying a divine urge, a divine desire, and you're taking a plan to bring your faith into accomplishing. You're using your faith, your treatment, to really move your feet, and not, you know, scrambling like Barney Rubble on the Flintstones on the car. You know, it's just slowly and steadily, one thing at a time, and don't scatter to something else. Focus. Let those other ideas, as Rich was saying, allow God to find ways to accomplish them, if in fact they're important to be accomplished. And once you've finished something, it doesn't matter how small it is and how big it is. Once you've finished it, celebrate. You got to celebrate, because just patting yourself on the back, because so often, I'm speaking for myself, got to get it done, got to do it right, got to do it now. It can really get old, and those gears start grinding. There's no oil going in your whole system. You got to take it slowly, enjoy it, celebrate it, do something that you truly appreciate, pat yourself on the back.
Yeah. Celebrate. I remember when I was doing this workshop with T. Harv Eker, like whenever we did something or talked about something that we accomplished, we'd just celebrate, and there'd be 3,000 people in the auditorium celebrating with you, you know, yay, and patting you on the back and jumping all over you. And it was really exciting, because how often do you do stuff and you just push it aside like, oh, that was okay, I'm done with that. Let me move on to the next thing.
And I know exactly what you're talking about, because many years ago I had a wonderful experience with T. Harv Eker, and love his work, love his book too. The Millionaire Mind book is really great. But while you guys were all patting yourselves on the back and celebrating, there was music playing, and it was high volume. Yeah. So, you know, my whole thought is living in concert with life. I use music in my metaphor. I use music with my clients. I use music with my groups. Use music with yourself and turn up the volume and celebrate. Celebrate now. So
we are the champions. We are the champions. You know,
no times for losers, because we are the champions, my friend,
of this world.
So it says we are the champions. It does not say we are the procrastinators of the world. And so that's one little side tip that we wanted to talk about today, is that your ability to determine what you do and to gracefully and gently and lovingly stick to it. When you have a sense that I really should be doing something that I'm really not doing, in my case, I'm off watching Downton Abbey instead of really working on content for the week, I have to say, okay, take a deep breath and go back and do something small. Celebrate, relieve, express excitement, relieve myself of any anxiety, and start with something small. And that's what's so important with the whole idea of I'm not doing what I've said I want to do. That whole idea of identifying what it is you want to do and then taking the small steps to do it. That's what we're talking about. And then when you've done your thing on your small list, check it off. You're celebrating it.
Yeah.
Remind yourself that how well things are going. Remind yourself that look back and determine, oh, this is where I was, and this is where I am today. It may not be as far as you wanted, or it may be twice as far as you thought, but just look back. That's how we identify the progress we've made. Look back to where we were at any time frame and identify what has happened to this place and time.
Yeah. And so when you do these accomplishments, for me, I always recognize that where this opportunity came from, or where this gift that allowed me to do this task or whatever it is came from. It came from infinite intelligence, what I call the infinite filmmaker. And you got to give credit for that. You got to sit in gratitude for the opportunity to be able to do this stuff. And then with that gratitude, you'll get more opportunity to create as creatives in the entertainment business.
Or more opportunities, more and more relationships.
Yeah.
And finally, I think we're really talking about using these small steps to build your confidence, to have a sense of self-confidence in what you're committed to doing. Identifying that divine desire is your commitment to do something, to experience something, to express something, and then bringing your confidence along. And you have to be consistent. We have to be consistent. That's one of the things Rich and I were patting our backs on just before we came to you today, is that we've really been consistently doing more of what we want to do in our collaboration over time. And we're building the skill level and the comfort level, and we're demystifying so much of the stuff. And when we were talking about earlier, going into that area where you're not necessarily comfortable, just to learn new things, new and try it, new and try. We know of where we speak. Rich and I have been trying lots of new things along the way, and we're really, really loving it when we're not banging knocking our heads a little bit. But then we celebrate, then we relax, we step back, we focus on our faith, we enjoy the relationships that we've created, and we do this because there's love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't do better than that.
No.
Do we have anything else today, Rich?
I think that's it. I was going to talk about Principle 45, but I tell you what, you can get the ebook, 52 Laws and Principles of the Infinite Filmmaker, at theinfinitefilmmaker.com, and Principle 45, check it out. It reminds you to take things slowly and create your life's movie one scene at a time, and not try to build a blockbuster movie right away. You got to take it small, one step at a time, and build your muscles so that you can go and create that blockbuster movie of your life.
Slow and steady wins the race. Well, we've been off a little bit for the last few days, and we've gone a little bit longer today. We're sending you great love, and we look forward to seeing you on New Thought Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We experience and express and celebrate New Thought, Ancient Wisdom each Tuesday. Rich and I talk for just a little bit on a topic, and then we bring in our whole Zoom community. If you want to be part of that discussion, part of that revelation, if you want to really feel the upliftment of that kind of discussion and that community and camaraderie, go to newthoughttuesdays.com and sign up for our reminders for New Thought Tuesdays, and we'll send you our private Zoom link so you can be part of that group. And awesome. We would love to see you there, part of the team, part of the community. There you have it.
That's great. Thank you. And so we'll talk to you on Tuesday.
We will.
Take care.